Good evening, everyone. Welcome to another edition of Let's Talk Broncos with Kenny K. Kurt Valenti, another week off. Nick's had a tough loss tonight. We're going to bounce back on Friday. He's taking the night off. Schedule releases out. We made some predictions last week. We're going to see how we did. We're going to some things we like about the schedule, some things we don't like about the schedule. You guys give me, ladies and gentlemen, give me your thoughts, your comments, open agenda, whatever else you want to talk about. Throw the questions out. We're here for the next hour. We're going to have some fun with this, and we'll give some people some time to roll in. But they announced opening week. The opening game is going to be the Eagles Cowboys. As an AFC fan, of an AFC team, I don't like it at all. Me as a Giants fan on the side, love it. I get a rival game to start the season off. One of those two teams are going to be 0-1 to start the season, and I just absolutely love it as an NFC East fan. But that being said, Friday they announced Brazil game. AFC fans are going to like this one. Bronco fans are going to like this one. You got the Chiefs and Chargers facing off in Brazil on Friday, and then the Sunday slate week 1 starts, and we don't look back after that. So again, I'm just going to give people a couple minutes to tune in. We're just waiting for YouTube to connect. They're a little slow sometimes, and then we'll go from there. But anybody out there wants to say hello, please feel free, and we'll get the show started. So, schedule release. We made some predictions. I'll put the schedule on the board, and I'll just go through the games real quick, and then we'll do a little breakdown of the games. So we got the Titans week 1, followed by the Colts week 2, Chargers week 3, Bengals week 4, Eagles 5, Jets over in London week 6, Giants come to town 7th, followed by the Cowboys come to town on the 8th week of the season. Weeks 9, 10, and 11, you got the Texans on the road, Raiders at home, Chiefs at home. Finally get your bye week 12, regroup. You have your short second half of the season, starting off with a big one, Sunday Night Football, Commanders, Raiders on the road, so 2 road games, and then you wrap up your last 4 games, 3 out of 4 at home, Packers, Jaguars at home, Chiefs away on Christmas, and the first game in 2026 for the Broncos. You wrap up the season with the LA Chargers. Couple hellos. We got Roy saying hello. Jody's in the chat. What's up, guys? And Jody's given a record 13-4. I'm going to start analyzing the games, Jody, in a second. And Roy's saying not totally impressed with the schedule, but none of us can control it, so it is what it is. Yeah, tell me what you like, what you don't like, Roy, because there's definitely some things I like about it, and there's some things I don't like about it. What I like about it is I'm counting 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 road games, but it's actually, 8 road games, but it's actually 7 because that one game is over in London and it's neutral. So you get 7 road games, 1 neutral, and 8 home games. I think that's a little advantage for the Broncos there. Jody saying 5 primetime games. You like that? That's a big jump for a team. The Commanders got a bunch too, so they're rewarding the young teams that did well last year. That's for sure. I think the Commanders got like 8. But yeah, so let's do this. So I did my predictions last week, early predictions on the schedule. Let's see how far off we were. Let's see how close we were. Anybody else wants to throw their predictions that they had in there or what they like? So week 1, we got the Titans, home opener, 4 p.m. game. On a scale of 1 to 10, I absolutely love this for the Broncos. If you want to be considered a top team in the AFC, you got to take care of business week one and do not do what the Bengals did last year and lose to the Patriots. They give you a gift week one. Cam Ward gets to play his first game on the road in a hostile environment in Mile High in the thin air. Great job for the A+ for the Broncos getting this game on the schedule early, in my opinion. Broncos should, the only thing that concerns me is, are the Broncos going to be in preseason mode week one? Go out and take care of business, Broncos. I don't care if you win 20-17 or 41-3. Go take care of business. Get this win out of there. Start out of the gate 1-0. And there's our good friend Michael Ronquillo saying, good evening, Kenny. Go Ball Broncos. Yeah, Michael, just going over the schedule release last week. We did some predictions. My prediction was off. I had the Giants week one, Monday night. We'll get to the Giants in a little bit, but I was definitely off on week one. But I do love that they get the Titans week one and, get that preseason form out of way against a beatable team. Even if you're in preseason form, you can beat this Titans team. So let's go off to a fast 1-0 start, win the home opener, and then week two follows with another AFC South opponent, and that's the Indianapolis Colts. Another East Coast time. I'm doing East Coast times. I know I got some Mountain Time Zone friends out there. On the East Coast, it's 4 o'clock. So in Denver time zone, another 2 o'clock game. And you know what? In my opinion, this is going to be one of the worst teams in the NFL this year. I just don't like this Indianapolis Colt team. Anthony Richardson, is he your franchise quarterback? Daniel Jones, come on. Where are we going here? If you can't prove to me, Denver, that you can't get off to a 2-0 start, I'm going to have some concerns. I'm not going to lie. Schedule makers did you guys a huge favor in scheduling these two games for the Broncos to get off to a hot 2-0 start. I absolutely love having the lower echelon teams early when you're in preseason form, and when you're playing your best, go play the best teams in the NFL. So let's get the Colts week two. Let's come out with probably a sloppy victory because it's early in the season. Probably a 20-17 type game, but the Broncos get the win and go 2-0. My prediction for week two was close. My prediction for week two was the Titans. So I had the right division, wrong team. But I say that was a close prediction there, week two. Roy answering the question about, about the primetime, not the primetime games, impressed with the schedule. 2 to 4 big early season test. I'm going to get to it. I think it's 3 to 5 that you may have meant, Roy. And Roy's also saying he doesn't like the actual road games at first part of the season, 4 of 6 on the road. It's going to be an early test for sure. And he doesn't like the London game, but he does like the Cowboy game. Michael's got the Broncos going 11-6. And our good friend Ernie, he's from there in California, saying, hello, Kenny, go Broncos country. 13-4-0 for the season. I like it. I'm off to a 2-0 start, Ernie. I was close on my week 2 prediction of playing the Titans. They got them week 1 instead. And we move on to week 3. Week 3, you're on the road, but is it actually a road game? I mean, usually average 30 to 40% Bronco fans at LA. Let's make it 50% Bronco fans because Bronco country, we're back. Let's make it 50% Bronco fans. Week 3, September 21st, 4 p.m. game. Back end of the road trip, which is really not that big of a road trip. Indianapolis, back home, LA. I had them playing. I had them close. I had them playing the Raiders, so I was in the right conference again. But they get the Chargers, and why not off to a 3-0 start? Because you're going to need to be 2-1 or 3-0 with this early season gauntlet coming up because the next 2 games are going to be tough. All 3 of these games are going to be tough. This is the early season gauntlet, 3, 4, and 5. And, it starts with the Chargers. That's why it's very important, in my opinion, to get off to that 2-0 start. You don't want to have any letdowns, preseason games, preseason form in weeks 1 and 2 against the Tennessee Titans and the Indianapolis Colts. Start getting into your regular season form versus the Chargers. Make it a 50-50 game fan-wise. Get to 3-0 because the gauntlet's here. The gauntlet is here, and the tests are coming. So let's get to 3-0, and let's get off to that hot start. Good friend Graham, our backstage, our producer, K&K Sports Show on Wednesday nights, Tuesday nights the last couple weeks. Going to be 3-2 over the first 5 weeks. Lost to Cincy and Philly, but yes, 3-0 start. Let's get into that. I like having Cincinnati on week 4, and that's going to be a Monday Night Football game. I like it. I like it, guys. I like it, Roy. I like it, Michael, Graham. A lot of all my Bronco fans in there. Ernie, you get an extra day to prepare for this team. This is going to be your early season test. They're going to come in with offensive firepower. But what did Jamar Chase do against PS2 last year? Not much. You add Jahdae Barron to that secondary. Riley Moss, T. Higgins. Their defense isn't that good. Very important for the Broncos to get to that 4-0 start. 3-1 at the least. This is not going to be a loss on Monday Night Football. It's not. No way it's just going to be a loss on Monday Night Football. Peyton's going to have this team ready. This is going to be the best game out of the 4 weeks to their start that they're going to have. And I absolutely love them facing the Bengals on Monday night. I didn't have the Bengals Monday night, but I had the Bengals week 4. So check 1 prediction correct for Kenny K. I had them playing the Bengals week 4. So let's go. Let's go. Let's go 4-0 Broncos. Let's go. Michael has the Broncos sweeping the Raiders and losing 1 NFL game with the Chargers and the Chiefs and win again against the Chargers and Chiefs. I like that, Michael. I think that's spot on. Ernie loves the 4-0 start. Hey, why not? Why not with this schedule? Titans home, Colts rebuild, I think, in my opinion. Chargers, make it a 50-50 fan base game. Get to 3-0. Bengals Monday night. Crowd's going to be fired up on Monday night. 4-0. And then, now here comes the tough one. And we're not going to sugarcoat it. You got the Eagles. And Eagles got one heck of a tough schedule. Okay. I got it on my phone here. And if I'm going to pull it up real quick, I'm going to tell you what their schedule first 4 weeks look like. Cowboys, Chiefs, Rams, Buccaneers before they face the Broncos. So they got a tough schedule too. Week 5 at home, if this was a night game or a later start, I would say the Broncos have a shot. But you're giving this team, the Eagles get these advantages all the time, in my opinion. You're having the Broncos face a tough opponent in the Bengals Monday night, and then they got to travel to the East Coast and play a 1 o'clock game or 11 o'clock a.m. Mountain time zone. Not fair. Eagles are going to take this one, unfortunately. I sure as heck hope I'm wrong, but I just think this is going to be too tough for any team to go on a short week and have to travel to the East. I think NFL schedule makers messed up that one, and that's an unfair advantage for the Eagles. Good. I hope Ernie's correct. I hope that's right. I'm not worried about the Eagles. They're going to fold. And Michael does have the Broncos losing to the Eagles. Graham saying Broncos versus Bengals, Stokely down the sideline. Oh, haha. Yep. Yeah, Michael, I have them losing too. So 4-1 is not a bad start after 5 weeks. Okay. And again, here's where they do no justice for the Broncos. You travel east to Philadelphia after a short week, and now they're going to have you travel to London to play the Jets on another short week, because it's going to be a short week because you have to travel early in the week to get to London and avoid the jet lag. Another short week for the Broncos, but this is the New York Jets. This is going to be a very ugly, ugly game won by the defense. Jets are going to play some defense. Not going to sugarcoat it. Aaron Glenn's going to preach it. They have some players on defense. This is going to be one of those ugly, why did I wake up for you all down in Denver area, 7:30 a.m.? Why did I wake up 9:30 to watch this? This is going to be one of those like 13-10 type games. But you know what? It's worth watching when your Broncos win. The Broncos get to 5-1. And week 5, I actually had the Eagles. So I was way off on the team, close on where they played week 5, I had the Chargers. So I was way off on week 5 with that pick for the traveling overseas for the Jets. I had them actually playing the Chargers week 5. Michael's saying NFL buys suck after the London NFL game against the New York Jets for the Broncos. Yeah, and we're going to get to that, Michael. This is a gauntlet right here, man. I'm telling you, Chargers, Bengals, Eagles, Jets in London. Where Jets weren't that a good team last year, but the Jets have talent. Breece Hall, Garrett Wilson. You know, if they run the ball and stick to the run, defense better show up and not be, on jet lag. And then they got a few more games before they get to their bye. So it's definitely a gauntlet here. And I heard this too, Michael. Michael saying he read Sean Payton didn't want to buy after the London NFL game against the Jets. And I said to myself, Michael, why wouldn't he want to buy? But you get that bye. Look how early it is, week 7. Okay, they give the Broncos now to buy in week 12. They can get that rest and have a short second half of the season when December football matters and November football matters and December football matters. Broncos are going to be fresh off that bye. I actually kind of favoring it more than I'm thinking about it now. Roy was hoping for a bye after the London game. And Roy was also saying, fly back to Denver for the Giants. Yeah, I'm going to get into that too. Probably Russell Wilson comes to town week 7. So we got the Broncos 5-1. Hey, I'm on a Broncos show, and I'm a Giants fan. If I pick the Giants, I don't think anybody would be watching the Broncos show. Now, all joking aside, I think the Broncos are a better team than the Giants. I think the Giants are going to surprise some people this year. I think we're going to be in that 7-9 win range. But Russell Wilson's party is spoiled. He's going to try and spoil the party. It's not going to be spoiled. Denver will be having a good old time at 6-1. Another close one, but Broncos pull away late and win this one like a 24-17 type game. I had them playing the other New York team in week 7, and that's the New York Jets. So I was close there. Graham saying, I forget who it was, but some team has international games. Vikings, yeah. You want to talk about not doing the team justice? Let's go play back-to-back international games in London and Ireland and London in that order. Talk about unfair. Not only for Vikings, but for fans too. Like you want to see your Vikings play, and you got to get up early for these games. A lot of people are not morning people. A lot of people go to church on Sundays. A lot of people do different things on Sundays before the games are on, and they're kind of taking 2 games away from Minnesota. Not all Minnesota fans, but they're taking 2 games away from some Minnesota fans. Not fair at all, in my opinion. But let's give the Giants, you know, a little chance. Tight game, three quarters. The Broncos pull away in the fourth. Bo Nix for six, as Michael and Ernie would say, and everybody. Bo Nix for six to the former Giant, Evan Ingram beats us. Evan Ingram gets the last laugh. Michael's saying the Giants and Broncos have history because what happened September 10th after day before 9/11 attack. My thoughts. Yeah, that was that's real good. Thank you for bringing that up, Michael. That was really something down here. I remember waking up 9/11 and I was in my room. I was still living at home. And I said, oh my gosh, I was getting ready for work. And I said, oh my gosh, Mom, a plane hit the World Trade Center. And then here you go a few minutes later and your heart stops because you're in war. And it's like where Kurt and I live in New Jersey. I used to live in New Jersey. Kurt and his wife, Jen, still live in New Jersey. We're only about a half hour from New York City and Manhattan, where the World Trade Center is. We're not far from there. We can go, down the road to one of the local parks, and you could see the Empire State Building. We're right there. So it was very, very. It was hard, seeing that, and the September 10th, the game, it was. It was something, and then and also, switching sports, Michael, the baseball, uh, the World Series where they all wore the hats. It was definitely, touching. Something you'll never forget if you live through that part of history of the United States. So thank you, Michael, for bringing that up. Uh, as the the game, I don't remember too much of it because I honestly don't remember why I don't remember too much of that game, Michael. So I do apologize about that. We'll save that question for Kurt because I know he would love to talk about that. So thank you for bringing that up. Uh, Graham saying about the schedule, international cruel by the schedule makers, and he's saying when he was 8 years old. He doesn't have a clue where he was. I only know about hearing it after I got a little older. Yeah. Uh, Anywhere, if you weren't born, it's in your history books now. And if you were born, it was definitely something, in United States history that, turned a lot of lives around for sure. But again, thank you for bringing that up. So yeah, let's see, we got the Broncos 6-1. Comes a tough team now coming in, and it's Dallas. And man, I want to be wrong about this. And there's a really good chance I could be wrong about this. By the way, I got the Broncos playing the Cowboys week 8. So 2 games correct on my schedule predictions. I said I wanted 3. I'd be happy with 3. So let's see the rest of the way how we go. But I did have the Cowboys predicted correct here. The other one I had predicted correct was Bengals week 4. So those just coming in. I want to be wrong on this one. And man, I hope I'm wrong about this one. But a gauntlet is going to get to you at some point in the season. And this is a gauntlet. Chargers week 3. Bengals Monday night. Short week Philly. Short week Jets. Home for the Giants. Russell Wilson emotion coming back, being emotion, the emotional burnout from that game. I want to be so wrong about this, but I could just see the Cowboys getting lucky in this game and pulling off a field goal win with their kicker, who's Aubrey, who's amazing, kicks like a 55 to 60-yard field goal to win the damn game. Let's hope Kenny K is wrong with his prediction, and hope the only prediction he had right was the game that the week that they play. So go Broncos, prove me wrong. Go to 7-1, heading into a tough Texans team to continue to go up. Ernie's saying we beat the Cowgirls ever since 1995. Uh, so after the Cowboys, I was wrong. I had the Jaguars. That's a prediction. Schedule makers doing no favors here for the Broncos. You get an early game out there in Houston. And I hate this as an early game. This should be a late game. Like, why is this not a late game? The Texans are going to be good, and the Broncos are going to be good. I want to see this game at 4 o'clock. I don't want to see this at 1 o'clock, and the Broncos, with a little hangover, starting to get burned out from the Cowboy loss. Don't panic, Bronco Nation country. Don't panic, Ernie. Don't panic, Graham, Michael, Roy, Jody. Don't panic. I'm going to have back-to-back losses here. Okay? And I said don't panic. Remember, the end of the season records are what matters heading into the playoffs. So right now we got 3 losses. Okay? Don't panic. I just see this as a tough gauntlet for the Broncos. Ernie's got them as 8-0. Michael has the Broncos losing to the Texans. So I'm at 6-3 heading into week 10 with the Raiders. And man, what a game to get right. The Raiders are going to realize maybe we shouldn't have drafted Ashton Janty so high. Maybe we needed to draft some defense. Maybe we should have traded back and got a couple picks. This team's not going to be good. Yeah, they got Brock Bowers. Yeah, they got Ashton Janty. Oh, yeah, they brought Geno Smith in. Oh, wow, yeah. Wow, we got Pete Carroll. Yeah. Besides Crosby, who do you have on defense? Nobody. Broncos defense is going to win this game big at home. This is going to be a double-digit win, week 10. Broncos get back on track, 7-3, heading into a big one following week. Ernie's got them 9-0. My projection was the Chiefs. I was off by 1 week because here come the Chiefs in week 11. In week 11, you get them at home. And again, I said, don't worry, Michael. Don't worry, Ernie, Graham. Don't worry when I had those back-to-back losses. This Chiefs team, this is going to be for first place in the standings. This game's going to be for first place in the standings. And unlike last year, it's not going to come down to, not like last year in Kansas City, it's not going to come down to a fluke field goal block. This game is going to be won in the trenches with the defense. Bronco defense, the difference in this one, they get 2 Patrick Mahomes turnovers. Broncos win convincingly 28-20 and take over first place heading into the bye. Perfect time to take over. Second half of the season coming over. Got through the gauntlet, 8-3, and in first place. Chiefs in the back seat, looking in the rear view mirror, and the Broncos aren't going to turn back. Broncos are looking in the rear view mirror and not looking back. Heading into the bye, they get nice and rested for a big one, and I mean a big one on Sunday Night Football to start the second half of the season. And the Broncos travel where after the bye, week 13? Washington Commanders. Yes, we said it. We wanted it. I had them playing the Colts after the bye, but we said we wanted prime time. I wanted to see it on Thanksgiving. Pretty close. Sunday Night Football, right after Thanksgiving, right after the bye, you get the Rookie of the Year, Jaden Daniels, and who I thought should have been the Rookie of the Year, in Bo Nix. Square off, first time ever in the NFL. Sunday Night Football, Broncos after the bye. Peyton has them ready. There's no jet lag because you're traveling to the East. It's a night game. You had the week off. You're not on a short week. Broncos have the advantage here, even though it's a road game. Broncos get this one convincingly. They win this one by a touchdown on the road. Best game of the season right after the bye, week 13. Right after the Chiefs win week 12 into the week 11 into the bye. Momentum's not going away. Broncos take the victory and are now 10-3 with 5 games left. Back-to-back road games. Week 14. Here come the Raiders. We're traveling where? Las Vegas. Big deal. Raiders are going to have 3 wins at this point. They're going to be tanking. Their season's done. Raiders are not going to be a good team this year. Broncos are going to take care of business once again. 2-0 versus the Raiders this year. 2-0 versus the Raiders last year. Broncos going in the right direction. Raiders are thinking maybe they made a mistake with Janty. And Broncos convincingly once again win this one. Gino will be benched by that time. I don't know, but Gino is going to be throwing some interceptions. Broncos once again. This is going to be a high-scoring game. 34-24. Broncos win by 10 on the road. Yes, I said it here. On the road, double-digit win. Commanders lose 20-13. Broncos beat the Chiefs by Ernie. You're missing a week, Ernie. Let's see. You got the Chiefs. Before that was the Raiders. First matchup with the Raiders. Do you have the first matchup? 11-6 was the first matchup. Texans was 11-2. Cowboys 10-26. Michael's house is going to be divided. Because I'm a Bronco fan and my twin brother Matthew's a Packer fan. Wow, that's coming up, Michael. It's a good one. And we'll make sure Matthew's watching the Packers podcasts that week. We don't want him watching the Bronco ones that week. But 12-14. This is going to be a good one. I think the Packers are going to be good. But talk about a coin flip division, man. The Bears are going to be better. The Vikings may be a little bit, not as good because of the, J.J. McCarthy. What are they going to get out of him? He's coming off that injury. How good is he going to be? The Lions, tons of injuries last year. They're going to be the favorites to win the division, and rightfully so. But why not the Packers? Packers, they have a solid team. And I like that this game is home. And say, oh, well, the Broncos are a cold weather team too. Yeah, but the Broncos have the thin air in December. The Packers just have the bitter cold and the snow. And the Broncos have it too. But again, the thin air, week 15, this one's going to be a tough one. But I don't see the Broncos losing this one at home. Broncos go to what are we at now? We said were we 12-3? We're 13-3 now. Am I missing something? 12-3. Yes, 12-3. We have the Broncos 12-3 with 3 games left. And let me just see where I had my picks here. Commanders was correct. Chargers was wrong. Texans, Packers was correct, guys. Week 14, Packers. I got my 3, and I'm not lying. I got the Packers here with 3 games left. So we got 3 games left, and you know what? We get a little favor here from the schedule makers, but you can't have a letdown. Jacksonville Jaguars come to town, and we're going to get to see Travis Hunter's homecoming. I thought it would have been earlier in the season, but Jaguars are going to be trying to, spoil some people here, and the Chiefs are right there, neck and neck, which you're waiting for next week. They're going to have like the same record, but the Broncos, because they beat them head to head, they're in first place right now. So that's my predictions for the Broncos. Chiefs, each with 3 losses here. Week 16, Jaguars. You get the win. It's not going to be the prettiest of wins. You get the Packers, Jaguars come to town. You should blow them out. You're not going to blow them out because, the hangover from Green Bay and the look ahead to Kansas City. It's real. It's real, everybody. If you played sports, you look ahead. It's real. but the Broncos are too good and too well coached to have a letdown before the Chiefs game. Not going to be the prettiest of wins, but the Broncos will get the win and go to 13-3 with 2 games left against 2 division foes. Week 17, here they go. Here we go. Christmas night. And I know Ernie's out there. I know, Ernie, you're only wishing for one thing, a Broncos win on Christmas night. You don't need any presents under the Christmas tree. Michael, you don't need any Christmas presents. I don't need any. I think we all write our letters to Santa and tell him, and tell our, we'll give the kids their Christmas presents, but us adults, let's write our letters to Santa and wish for a Christmas win versus the Chiefs on Christmas night. And this could be for first place. I think the Chiefs are going to regress a little bit. And I say regress. I'm not saying miss the playoffs. I say regress where they have maybe 5 or 6 losses this year. And 2 of those losses are going to come to the Broncos this year. You want to call it a bold prediction? You can call it a bold prediction. I'm going legitimate 2 wins against the Chiefs this year. And believe it or not, Bronco fans, 14-3. I'm sorry, I missed something there. So I got them 12-3. 12-3. Is it 12-3? What am I missing? 13-3. Yeah, 13-3. I'm sorry. I'm late night here on the East Coast. I'm drawing a little blank for a second there. 13-3 Broncos heading into week 18 with the division wrapped because of the 2 wins versus the Chiefs. Michael has the Broncos losing to the Chiefs. Jeremy Dressler, what's up, Jeremy? Good to see you. He has them going 10-5, the Broncos. Ernie's got them winning 31-6. And we lose the Chargers last game. We go 15-2. And you know what, Ernie? I'm going to agree with you. I'm going to agree with you because you see where it says down there, the time to be determined. This could be a Sunday night game. This could be a 4 o'clock snooze fest because the Broncos have it clinched. And you know what? The Chargers are playing for their playoff lives, but who cares? I always believed, don't count on me winning. You should have won your games. So a wild card team that may be looking on the outside need the Broncos to win. Don't count on them to win here. Rest your guys. If this is my prediction, my predictions come right. Chargers get a win, which is meaningless for the Broncos. They still go in with maybe the 3 seed in the playoffs this year, and maybe the 2 seed. With 4 losses, 13-4, nothing to be ashamed of. Maybe the 2 seed there. Outside chance, even the 1 seed. Let's go. Why not? Why not, Bronco Nation? Why not? I call you Bronco Nation. I'm used to Giants. Bronco Country, why not? With this schedule, if you can get by that gauntlet, and what I mean by the gauntlet, Chargers, Bengals, Eagles, Jets. Now I'm throwing the Jets in there because it's London, 2 short trips for the Broncos. Monday night Bengals, Sunday morning time, Mountain Time Zone, 1 o'clock game, Eagles, Jets overseas, another short trip. Then you got the Giants, Cowboys, Texans. I do have those back-to-back losses coming against the Cowboys and Texans. The gauntlet's going to be too tough. Too tough. I got the Eagles, Cowboys, Texans. 3 losses out of 5 games stretched there because that gauntlet's going to be a little too tough for any team. And I do see them losing a couple games there. So don't be discouraged, Bronco Country, if you do see a couple losses in that gauntlet, because it's going to make up for it later on. And like Michael alluded to earlier, Sean Payton didn't want the bye after the Jets. He gets his bye later on in the season. There's your home stretch of 6 games. Win 5 out of those 6, 4 out of those 6 at worst, and you're going to the playoffs in a better spot than you were last year. in my opinion. Patrick saying a little traffic. About 11-6 and a deep playoff run I can live with. And then our good friend Peter Johnson out there saying hello. Peter saying interesting schedule. Denver finished 10-7 last year. We're very blessed with few injuries and swept the NFC South. They play the NFC East, and I cannot see a sweep of that division. I'd be fine with another 10-7 season. Expectations are going to be high, but I'm trying not to fall into that trap. It's a great point. And you know, let's hope I didn't fall into the trap and everybody else's predictions, but favorable schedule, like you just said, Peter. In my opinion, and audience, you can agree, disagree. Titans and Colts have to come out to a 1-2 start, a 2-0 start. Very important. Beatable teams that are also going to be in preseason form. Get off to that hot 2-0 start, and then why not 3-0? Why not get 50% Bronco fans in LA? Challenges out there, Bronco fans out there in California and Colorado. Go support the Broncos. Get to that 50% at SoFi Stadium, and don't look back. 3-0. Come back Monday night. Short trip, home from LA. You get an extra day. Why not 4-0, Peter? And then the gauntlet, like I said, this continue the gauntlet. Eagles, one more time, loss. We're not going to sugarcoat it. We'll give them their first loss. They get a tough win against the Jets and a tough win against the Giants in that gauntlet. Back-to-back losses against the Texas teams, Cowboys and Texans. There's my 3 losses. Get a rewarding game in Las Vegas. They're going to play hard, but you're better than Las Vegas. You get the Chiefs at home before the bye, and you make a statement. There's your statement. Bang. Beat the Chiefs. Bye week. Second half, you get your bye. You get the Commanders. Bo Nix, go prove to me you're the best quarterback from last year's draft. Go beat Jaden Daniels on prime time. Prove to me that you were supposed to be that Rookie of the Year quarterback last year. You get the Raiders. Raiders are going to hopefully be out of it by then. And, Broncos get them, and, Raiders are selling their tickets to Bronco fans. Packers are going to be tough at home. Jaguars, you get a break in between. And the Chiefs, don't no letdowns versus the Jaguars. Get the Chiefs on Christmas night. Let's start sending our letters to Santa. And in week 18, maybe a meaningless game for the standings where you don't have to play your starters. But even if you do, get the Chargers at home. That's a team I want to see them play January 4th up in the mile high Denver 10-degree weather that night, that evening, if it's a night game. If the Broncos want to win, Michael's saying, the Super Bowl, they need a hard schedule. I think this is not the hardest schedule, Michael, because of the AFC South, but you got the NFC East, and I'm not even going to say the Giants. The Giants got better. Cowboys are going to be good. Commanders are good, and the Eagles are the Super Bowl champions. So, and you get the Packers as an extra game, Bengals as an extra game. It's a pretty tough schedule. I'd say it's in the top half of the harder schedules in the league. I do have to look at other teams, and then maybe you gave me some homework. I'll give you my thoughts on the schedule compared to the other teams in the AFC West and some of the other playoff teams. We'll do the Bills, we'll do the Ravens. I'll give you my rankings in the AFC for the Broncos and their schedule. You gave me some homework for next week, Michael. I like when you give me a homework assignment when we don't even know it's a homework assignment. But I like that. I'll rank the teams in the AFC with their schedule and see where the Broncos fit, because I do think this is hard. I do think it's hard. And Michael saying no fly zone 2.0 coming near you, Broncos country. Go Broncos. Go Bo Broncos. And Michael, like I said, I'm calling it the PS4 defense. PS2 got his PS4. Jade Barron is going to be really good, in my opinion. And Patrick Surtain got his upgrade, and that back end of that defense there, and maybe this is good for Riley Moss too. So like Michael said, no fly zone. It's going to be tough. It's going to be tough for opposing receivers, and I think that all that can do, Michael and everybody, I think that can help Benito more. It's going to help Zach Allen. It's definitely going to help 100% John Franklin Myers, in my opinion. And I think John Franklin Myers is in for a big season. Contract year, wants to prove it. He's going to get some double teams from Zach Allen. Teams double in Zach Allen, teams double in Benito. He needs to take advantage of that. I think John Franklin Myers can be in for a big year. And also because of your secondary and your linebackers now, which you upgraded, Greenlaw and Singleton back, that front four is going to take advantage of the back end of the defense. And the back end of the defense is going to take advantage of the front four. Here's my good friend, lead host of Denver Bronco Roundup, Mr. Keith Brugman, saying hello, Mr. Kenny. What's up, Keith? We got some of our Denver Bronco Roundup posse in the audience here tonight with us and hanging out. We just did our schedule predictions. I had 3 correct. That was my goal, to have 3 games exactly correct, Keith. I had the Colts week 2. I had the Packers. And I had the Bengals. I didn't say Monday night, but I just said Bengals. I didn't do. I don't want to take full advantage that I said Monday night, but I did say Bengals. So I did have my 3 right, and I thought that was pretty good that I nailed 3 games on the exact week. So give myself a thumbs up. Michael's saying, "Oh, Keith, I'm going to get it right tonight." Denver Bronco Roundup. Keith and Trevor will be breaking down the NFL schedule Friday, 9:30 Eastern Time, 7:30 Mountain Time. Go check them out. They're going to do an awesome job with the breaking down of the schedule as well. So they'll be on Friday. Keith, I got the day right finally. I always get the day wrong, and because it's so late here, it's almost tomorrow over here. So, go check out my good friends Keith and Trevor, my co-hosts on Denver Bronco Roundup, doing a schedule breakdown on Friday night with you all. And they'll have other stuff too. I know they will, but I know they'll be talking about the schedule. This will be great. Ernie saying Raiders, Chargers, Chiefs all miss the playoffs. I would love that, Ernie. I know Bronco Country would love that. Michael Ronquillo saying Evan Ingram wearing Bronco colors. Yep. And speaking of horsemen, Trevor, I just said you and Keith will be on Friday. I always get the day wrong. My other co-host coming in, Trevor, jumping in now. Sorry for being late. No, and Pearl's running late too. Don't worry about ever running late. Believe me, I understand. Just happy to come in and say hello. I did a Broncos schedule breakdown. Why not? It was the first night. We had our show, Let's Talk Broncos, Wednesday night. Had to take advantage of it, Trevor. And like I just told Keith, I nailed 3. I wanted to get 3 correct games right. I got the Colts correct week 2. And then I got the Bengals correct on Monday Night Football. I didn't say Monday Night Football, so I can't take credit for that. But I did have the Packers late season. So I did my goal of 3. I did get 3 games correct when I did my predictions last week. So pat on the back. Nobody's here to pat me on the back, so I'll pat myself. Patrick saying, we got you, Horseman. Patrick, congratulations on that, on your 72 hole challenge. I saw a couple of your videos that you did. Great job over there, and great cause as well. And thank you, Patrick. I almost forgot. I know everybody knows by now, but in case we got 1 or 2 new listeners out there, which we usually do, Lion Coffee, my good friend Patrick Wiltsey's out there in Hawaii, the Hawaiian Islands. Lion Coffee's been around for 160 years, celebrating a milestone anniversary. Best coffee around. My personal favorite's the vanilla macadamia nut. Can't wait to try the chocolate macadamia nut because I'm a chocolate fan, among many other uh, coffee coffee flavors and different type of roasts, I would say, that they have to offer. Go check them out today. You will not be disappointed. I promise you that. Uh, that being said, chat, want to give me some questions? We got a few minutes left. Let's throw them out. What the I'll throw one out at everybody there. What do you like most? First one, I'll say, what do you like most about the draft? What do you like? No, the draft, the NFL schedule. What do you like least about the NFL schedule? Mine is, I'll bring the schedule back up for everybody. Mine is, I hate short week Philly. I would have loved to see that on a equal fairness, equal. The Broncos not getting a fair shake here. That's what I'm trying to say. Monday night Bengals, short week Sunday Eagles, and then followed by a shorter week Jets London. I don't like that. If you can come out of this Bengals Eagles Jets 2-1, Broncos are gonna. Let's make an early prediction. Broncos beat Bengals. If they come out of this gauntlet, Chargers, Bengals, Eagles, Jets. It's a big. If they come out 3-1 out of this gauntlet, Broncos will be your AFC West champions. 2-2, they'll be fighting for it. They can win this early gauntlet, 3-1. Broncos will be your AFC champions. Patrick got a little question. Who has a better season, Broncos or Giants? For me, Patrick, I think it is the Broncos. I like the Broncos schedule minus that little early gauntlet. I love their second half schedule after their bye, Patrick. A short second half schedule, I absolutely love. I think the Commanders are going to be struggling on defense this year. Raiders, I don't think are going to be good. Packers are going to be tough, but you get them at home. Jaguars, no letdown. And then you get 2 conference games at the end there. This is a 4-2 at the maybe a 5-1 second half for me. This is a very favorable schedule for the Broncos if they can take advantage of it. And again, minus that little mini gauntlet early, I think the Broncos can have a special season. Patrick saying good answer. If you ask me on the Giants show, Patrick, I'd probably be persuaded to say something different. I'm kidding. I'd probably still say the Broncos because I do think they're going to be good this year. I do. And I'm not just saying that. I love strong defenses, and I think the Broncos have one of the strongest depth-wise and talent-wise. So again, second half, you want to play some defense in these tough cold weather games, Broncos have it. Trevor coming in with a question. What set of games were the most surprising? Chargers, Bengals, and Eagles is a tough 3-game stretch. Yeah, I've been saying that, Trevor. Add the Jets in there. Look at that stretch. You got Monday Night Football, Sunday afternoon, East Coast, 1:00 game, followed by London. I don't think there could be a tougher three-game stretch. You want to add the Chargers in there, it's a tough 4-game stretch. I would throw, a second one in there. We'll just throw second half in there. Commanders, Raiders, Packers, only because the Raiders are on the road. Packers are at home. That's going to be tough. And Commanders. Jaguars, I can't throw them in there because I don't think they're going to be good. Chiefs, Chargers at the end of the season. Texans, Raiders, Chiefs. It's got to be Bengals, Chargers, Bengals, Eagles, but I'm even going to throw the Jets in there. I don't like that travel schedule that they did there. So tough 4-game stretch. Jets are going to be decent this year, everybody. They're going to play defense. And they got a running back and they got a receiver, Justin Fields, make or break for him. And again, you don't make him throw the ball 40 times a game. The Jets might surprise some people. So I'd have to go look at the Jets schedule and see what they got leading up to that London game, but they didn't do the Broncos favors by doing that short week back to back. Peter saying the late buy is always good. I learned to like this late buy because, like I said, if you can come out of that gauntlet, Peter, and that's been my word of the night. If you come out of this gauntlet, and we'll even go longer on the gauntlet, like one more time, Titans, Colts, important to be 2-0. In my opinion, very important to be 2-0. Then you can get the Chargers, Bengals, Eagles, Jets, the next 4. 2-2 at the worst. I would love to see 3-1. 3-1, and you're proving to me you're going to win the AFC West, and you're going to go places this year. You come out of that early gauntlet, 3-1. But you want to be realistic, we'll say 2-2. Then you get the Giants, Cowboys, Texans, Raiders. Why can't you go 3-1 or 2-2 in that 4-game stretch? Oh, and add the Chiefs there. Why can't you go, 2 games lost there minimum? Why can't you go 5-1 in this stretch? You got one road game out of that 5-game stretch, and it's Houston. Giants, you should be better than. Cowboys, even though I have it as a loss early, why can't you beat the Cowboys? I said I want to be wrong on that one, and I think there's a good chance I could be. Raiders at home. Second half, you open up 2 games on the road, but winnable. Packers at home, winnable. Jaguars, you don't want to have a letdown before the Chiefs. And then you end up with Chiefs and Chargers. I love this schedule. I love it more than hate it, besides that early gauntlet. Every game is a win. He's saying, Ernie, believe in our Broncos. Believe in them is right. This team could be special this year. Somebody else said it earlier. Don't want to fall into the trap. I think it was Peter. I don't think there is a trap here. We're going to know after the London game. Now, if the Broncos are 2-4 after the London game, I'm starting to worry. But there's no reason why this Bronco team can't be 4-2 after that London game. There's no reason. There's no reason at all you can't be minimum 4-2, maybe even 5-1 after that London game. Trevor's saying Cowboys, Texans, Raiders, and Chiefs might be tougher than some think. Raiders are going to be better with Pete Carroll. I do agree they're going to be better, Trevor, but I just don't think their defense is going to be good at all. And, throw a bold prediction out there. If the Raiders are out of it by the trade deadline, do you think they may look to try and trade Max Crosby? Get some draft picks, build a defense now or get a quarterback, get a quarterback, build a defense. You got Brock Bowers, you got Ashton Jannetty. Just saying. I know Pete's probably not going to want to rebuild with his age, but I could see them winning some games, Trevor, but I just don't think, I'll have to look at their schedule. I mean, they got to face the Chiefs twice, the Chargers twice, the Broncos twice. Let's hope they get a win or 2 unexpectedly against those 2 teams, the Chiefs and Chargers, and the Broncos take care of business like they did last year. Yeah, and I'm going to go even one step further, Michael. I don't think the Broncos can afford to go 1-1 versus these 2 teams. 1-1, and now we're on the other side of that gauntlet. Man, you got the Chargers and 50%. We just lost to the Colts. 50% Bronco fans now turns to 25% Bronco fans, and Charger fans are excited because they got off to a hot start. They got Jim Harbaugh. They got a Herbert. They're healthy. They're now, Broncos are looking after a 1-1 start. Now they get a loss there against the Chargers or Bengals, Eagles. There's 2 more losses. Like, it could be a bad season if we don't go at the very least 1-1, Michael. But I think you got to go 2-0. I do. What was everybody else's thoughts? I think you got to go 2-0 against 2 teams that may be fighting for top 5 draft picks next year, and especially Cam Ward's first game ever in the NFL. You can't have him come into to Denver and come in and beat you on your home turf on opening day. You can't do it. Pearl's saying she thinks the Raiders will try. I do too. Brock Bowers is he's elite. He's one we got to watch out for next year. So let's just hope that they got too excited with Ashton Jannetty and that RJ Harvey was actually the Ashton Janty everybody was looking for. Because if you look at Ashton Janty from the neck down, his body looks like Trevor. His body looks like I'm looking at Trevor's comment. I'm saying body looks like Trevor. His body looks like Saquon Barkley. Saquon Barkley quads, man, and that's going to be a strong runner. And if he could just handle the blocking, I think we're going to have a 3-down back Bronco country. And I am getting more and more excited about RJ Harvey going forward each day. I'm going to throw the 2-minute warning out there if anybody wants to throw any more questions out. There's our little Broncos 2025 schedule. I think the Broncos have a good chance of taking advantage of this schedule. And Pearl saying Eagles will be tough. Philly is hard to play, and I hate Philly. And I don't know from being on the East Coast, but if somebody can allude to it, if they can answer this. So the Broncos are playing the Bengals on Monday night, and then they have to travel to the East Coast. How bad of a jet lag do you get from traveling west to east? Because it's a 2-hour difference. East west is always hard for us out here with I hate those West Coast trips. I'm going to hate the Giants going to Denver for a 4:00 game. I hate it. But, I'm just curious how I know Kurt always tells me the Broncos don't do good on those early games. And they're not doing the Broncos any favor by, they could have made it a Sunday night game. They could have made it a 4:00 game. Short week, and you put them on, they could have even done Monday night. But instead, they gave them a 1:00 favorable matchup for the Eagles. I got to look at the Eagles. The Eagles got Tampa Bay the week before. So they're not traveling like the Broncos are traveling. They get Tampa Bay, and then they get the Broncos. So the Broncos are going to have a disadvantage that game. But you know what? That's the only true disadvantage this year out of the schedule. You take it. You take it because there's usually, in my opinion, there's usually anywhere from 3 to 5 disadvantages. And if that's the only one I can truly see as a true disadvantage, take it. Take it and run. Take it and run because Sean must have had a nice talk with the schedule makers, somebody in Broncos country, because they just gave him that early gauntlet, 2 winnable games, start of the season, early gauntlet, nice second half, short second half. Let's go Bronco country. 13-4, AFC champs, East champs, deep run in the playoffs. Don't want to jinx anything yet. We won't make any Super Bowl predictions. We won't do anything like that yet. Way too early. But we'll say 13-4 with this schedule. AFC West champs. You're hearing it here. Kurtz, let's talk Broncos. I know he would sign and deliver that. He would approve, send his stamp of approval with that record, 13-4, and don't look back. Good friend Albert Knopper saying, let's go. Albert, if you're around, if I'm doing that, let's talk Broncos next week and you want to hang out with me, throw the invite out to you, my friend. If I'll reach out to you in the messages. They're saying at least the bye is at a good spot from what I heard, week 12. Yeah, and I was saying, Albert, it is. I look back at it. I was like, man, I wanted that bye after London, but London's early. London's week 7. You get bumped and bruised throughout the year. You get a week off now, week 12. Right there at the early part of the second half of the season, you get a bye and you can relax. Get ready for the Commanders, which is going to be on prime time. And don't look back in the second half. You can finish off strong in those 6 games and head into the playoffs. Yeah, Michael, unfortunately, they got that tush from the Eagles. Yeah, and we can't stand it, and I'm one of those that think it should be tweaked a little bit. You You shouldn't be pushing. And my friends out there in Australia can help me if they're listening. Glenn and Peter. To me, it's rugby. To me, it's rugby, and you can't stop it because it's a different sport. That's why it can't be stopped. But Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Let's keep an eye out on the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, everybody. The week before, Tampa Bay Buccaneers. For those who don't know, they're one of their undrafted free agents. Oh, by the way, they got Tez Johnson also, Bo Nix's brother-in-law, stepbrother. But they undrafted free agent Desmond Watson. And why do I mention that name? University of Florida, defensive tackle, 455 pounds. Now he's going to have to lose a little weight. But if he makes it on like the practice squad, I'll be surprised if the Buccaneers elevate him from the practice squad to play against the Eagles to stop just the tush push. The other guy they got, for those who know the name, Vita Vey. He's like 360, 370. You put those two guys almost sideways, good luck trying to move that. Saquon Barkley, Dallas Goedert, Jalen Hurts. Good luck trying to move that. The Buccaneers might be on to something here. Let's keep an eye out for that tush push attempt versus Tampa Bay this season. Tampa is beatable. Tampa's going to have a good offense, in my opinion. We're not facing Tampa Bay Broncos, but I think they can give Philadelphia some fits. I do. Let's hope. Let's hope, because a team that, if Tampa can give them fits the week before, maybe they're on a little in baseball we call it slumps, but maybe they struggle a little bit, and Broncos can catch them on an off week. So I'm getting through the 30-second countdown, everybody. Any last thoughts? Throw them in the comments now. I want to thank everybody for hanging out with me tonight. It was a tough loss for our Knicks. That's why Kurt's not here tonight. Soon he'll be with me, though. He'll be back on soon, the airwaves. And Albert, the invite's out there for you next week if you're available. I'll do in my best Albert Knopper's way. Thank everybody tonight. We had Pearl. I want to thank her. Albert, of course. Everybody's friend Michael Ronquillo was here all night with me. Thank you, Michael. Ernie as well spent the whole night. Appreciate you as well. My co-hosts Trevor and Keith joined us. Go check them out Friday night. They'll be doing their version of the Broncos schedule breakdown. Peter out there in Australia. Thank you, Peter. Patrick, aloha. Lion Coffee, the best stuff around out there in Hawaii. Don't want to miss anybody, so I'm just going to scroll up a little more. Jody was in here earlier. What's up, Jody? Good to see you. See if we got everybody. Jeremy, don't want to forget Jeremy. Thank you, Jeremy, for popping in. Roy, don't forget Roy. Roy, always big follower. Of course, Graham, our producer on K&K Sports Show. A lot of people in here hanging out with me, and I appreciate you all. If I did miss somebody, I did not do it purposely, so I don't think I did. I do want to thank everybody once again. Thank you. Thank you, Miss Pearl. We will see you on Friday. I'll see everybody. Thank you, Reichel. Thank you, Miss Pearl. Thank you, Ernie. I'll be hanging out in the posse. I'll be working Friday night, but I'll be joining you all in the posse, having a little side chat with my good friends. And want to thank you all once again. Until next week, let's go Broncos.